Hello my beautiful superheroes! Welcome back to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. I'm Scarlet Grace from UnseenSeraph.com. I'm a manifestation coach here to help you manifest your wildest dreams with the law of attraction. If you're new here and you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of attraction and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. And if you need some extra help or my personal advice for your situation, coaching is available. I also have a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person, a scripting course, as well as other courses and products to help you manifest an incredible life. So check all those out using the links in the description below. So today I wanted to talk about a specific manifestation technique that is very much like visualization, but it's not visualization. And I know this sounds weird, but stay with me here, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. So there is a method, which I call the narration method, and it is a very, very good method for those of you who want to use visualization, but you feel that your visualization skills are lacking. What do I mean by this? So we all know that there are people out there who cannot visualize at all. And if you're the kind of person who cannot see visuals at all, but you can hear your own voice in your head, then this method is for you. If you're the kind of person who tries to visualize and wants to get better at it, but right now everything looks hazy when you try to visualize, and you constantly think that this may be why your desires are not showing up and you have stress around your visualization skills, you can use this method. Because the truth is, you don't need to have clear visuals in order to use visualization and imaginal scenes to manifest your desires. The visual part is not what is most important when it comes to visualization. I know that the word visualization makes you think of visuals, but it's not about the visuals. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you probably already know that what is important when you visualize is that you create a scene that feels real to you. So it needs to be from a first-person point of view, and it needs to be as vivid as possible. And most people take this to mean that you need to have very, very crystal clear visuals in order for your scene to work. But realistic and vivid doesn't have to do with the visuals specifically. So when we create an imaginal scene, the best imaginal scenes involve all of the senses, so it's not only about what you see around you, it is also about what you hear, what you smell, the textures of different things, the temperature, how you feel emotionally, the thoughts that you're having, how you feel inside your body. So, for example, if you have an imaginal scene, if you're visualizing, and you're visualizing about something that you really want for a while, and it is this big thing that you have been working up to for a while, and you think that if you got it, you would be super excited. This super excited feeling is not somewhere out there, it is a feeling that you have inside your own body, so you feel it somewhere. Your heart beats faster, maybe you get all flushed. It is a feeling inside your body, and all those aspects are what make imaginal scenes and visualizations vivid and realistic. So it's not only about what you see. That's why there's no rule that says you have to have extra super crystal clear visuals in order for your imaginal scene to work and to manifest your desire. And that is all good, but I know that many of you, especially the ones of you that are newer to this and you're not used to visualization, find this very hard to do because it's so many elements that you have to combine. So you used to worry about the visuals, and now I come here and tell you that you also need to make the sound realistic and the smells realistic and the temperature realistic and what you feel inside your body realistic. That's too many elements together, and I know that for some of you this can be overwhelming. And that makes you feel that you're not doing it right, and that makes you feel stressed. And feeling stressed is not what we want to feel in order to manifest our desires. So this is where the narration method comes in, and this is the method that I wanted to talk about in this video. And the narration method is very, very simple. Here's how it works. So if you've done coaching with me, or if you've watched many of my videos about creating imaginal scenes, you already know that I often advise you to script your scenes so that you have a very clear idea what is going on in the scene, so that you know that you have all the important elements that you want in your scene, and you don't have any additional elements that have no reason to be there and are just making your scene more complicated and long and difficult. That's why I usually advise you to script the scene. So the first step in the narration method is to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or your laptop or your phone, wherever you feel comfortable scripting your scenes, and write down exactly what is going on in your scene from a first-person point of view and in the present tense. So, for example, let's say that you want to create an imaginal scene for the goal of becoming a manager in the company where you work. So, the thing that you want to manifest is getting that promotion and becoming manager. The scene that you chose to use for that is a scene where you enter your new office as a manager. Because this wouldn't be your office if you weren't a manager, so this imaginal scene implies that your desire has already manifested. So you take a piece of paper and you write what is going on in your scene, being as descriptive as possible in terms of emotions, sounds, feelings, how you feel inside your body. You write all those things from a first-person point of view and in present tense. This is important, as if it is happening right now as we speak, not something that happened in the past and you're describing it in past tense. It's all present tense. So, for example, your script may sound like this. It is Monday morning. I get off the elevator and I walk towards my new office. I enter the office and I sit on the new chair that I bought as the first purchase that I made as a manager, because I wanted a chair that is finally comfortable and one that makes me feel like a boss. And it is the perfect chair for me. As I sit on the chair, I feel how comfortable it is. I sit at my desk and I admire the view outside the window. It is worth being manager just to have this view to enjoy every day. I smile to myself. I feel a deep sense of relief because I worked on this goal for so many years and I didn't know if I was going to make it, but I did it. I manifested it. I'm the manager now. I look at the door, at the employees that are now under my management. I know that I can do great things for this company. I have a vision and I'm very excited to start working on it with this amazing team that I have that respects me and looks up to me. So let's say that this is your imaginal scene and you scripted this, and you can add more details if you like to make it more vivid. So with the narration method, you take that script and instead of forcing yourself to imagine all those things and worrying about whether you are having clear visuals and if it's vivid enough, what you do is you narrate it to yourself exactly the way you wrote it. And this means you can learn it by heart if it's a short scene, or you can just read it a few times to get an idea of what is going on, and then you can do it in real time. This is basically how guided meditations work. So in guided meditations, you're instructed to relax, and then there is a voice that is telling you what you're supposed to be imagining. So, for example, in a guided meditation that is about relaxation, there is a voice that says, you now find yourself in front of a wooden door. It is hanging in mid-air, connected to nothing, and you realize that it's a magical door. You slowly walk towards the door, you put your hand on the doorknob and you open the door and step into this lush, wonderful forest. You start walking in the forest. You hear the birds chirping on the trees, and a deep sense of calm washes over you. So this is a typical bit of a relaxation meditation. All those things, when you're doing a guided meditation, you don't focus so much on how clearly you're imagining them because you have a voice guiding you. It's the same with the narration method. It doesn't matter how clearly you're seeing everything, as long as you know what is going on, as long as it's from a first-person point of view, so you're inside your body looking out of your own eyes, and as long as you feel all the feelings associated with it. And I know it sounds very simple, maybe way too simple to work, but this method works. So I know people who cannot imagine, or they have convinced themselves that they cannot see visuals in their minds, and they see only black when they try to visualize, and they use this method and they still manifest their desires. Or another way you can use this method is basically you can create something like your own guided visualization. What I mean by this is you can grab your phone, take your script. That's why I asked you to write everything down, to describe your scene, to write it down on a piece of paper in present tense from a first-person point of view. You grab that paper with your scene, you take your phone, and you record the whole thing in a calm voice. And then, when you want to do visualization, in order to manifest this desire, you just relax for 5 minutes, relax your body, you close your eyes, and when you're ready, you hit play. And you can even make this run on a loop so that you can have a recording that walks you through the same imaginal scene 20 times in a row, for example. And that's one visualization session. So the same thing that you would normally do with your imaginal scene, only you're not forcing yourself to have visuals. There's a voice, your voice, walking you through your scene. And whatever visuals pop up, that's great. Or anything from the other senses. So as the voice guides you, or as you're narrating this to yourself in your mind, or even out loud, visuals may pop up, physical feelings may pop up. That's okay. If they don't, that's also okay. It is still going to manifest your desire. And you can use that method with any kind of imaginal scene that you like. Now, if this whole scripting and recording thing sounds too complicated for you, think of it like this. I want you to describe what is going on in your scene as if it just happened, and you now come across a friend of yours and you're describing this crazy thing that just happened to you. So let's say, for example, that your desire is to manifest a specific person. You want a specific person to propose to you. You're now with one of your best friends because you had arranged to get coffee together, and you're describing to her what just happened in present tense. So, for example, it can be something like this. Oh my God, you won't believe what just happened. So, get this. I'm sitting on a bench at the park, just relaxing, because I still had 30 minutes until our coffee date. And Jay comes up to me out of nowhere. I don't even know how he knew I was at the park. And I'm sitting here on the bench at the park, enjoying the sounds of the birds chirping. And he comes up to me with a huge bouquet of red roses. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm completely surprised. And he smiles. He offers me the flowers. And then he bends on one knee. And he proposes to me. And I'm speechless. I can't even say yes because this is such a big surprise for me. I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, my heart is beating so loudly. I am all flushed. I want to start jumping up and down. But instead of that, I'm just staring at him, speechless. And poor Jake was so stressed about this that I can see it in his face that he's so nervous. He thinks I may actually say no to his proposal. Can you believe that? So I finally find words and I say, yes, I'm going to marry you. And we hug and I feel tears running down my cheeks because this was such a huge surprise. Now, I'm not saying use that specific scene I just described in order to manifest a proposal, because I always advise you to pick an event that implies that what you want has already manifested. Don't pick the thing that you want to manifest and focus on that. So if you want a proposal, don't focus on imagining the proposal. But I'm giving you this specific scene to explain what I mean, narrate what happens in the scene, from a first-person point of view, in present tense. It's exactly that kind of thing, the kind of thing that you would tell your best friend in present tense because it's something that just happened. Just describe the scene that you want to imagine from a first-person point of view, in present tense, exactly like I did with a marriage proposal. That's it. And you do that again and again and again. So instead of trying to play the scene in your mind, and get all frustrated if you don't get the visuals that you like, or if everything is fuzzy, or if you cannot see the people's faces clearly, which is a common problem with visualization for many people. You just narrate it exactly like I did just now with your eyes closed. You narrate it to yourself. And this activates all the right feelings in you, and feeling is the secret. So if you activate the right feelings associated with your wish having been fulfilled, your desire will manifest. So if visualization hasn't been working for you, or if you feel that you're the kind of person who cannot visualize, or if you feel that because you don't see everyone's face clearly, or because things are fuzzy when you try to visualize, that you're not going to manifest your desire, this is completely not true. You can use this method to manifest anything you like. So this is an incredible method to bypass all your visualization problems. But don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself and come back and let me know in the comments how it's worked for you. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.